my name is Cameron, and welcome back to my channel, Which Way to Wicked, where we talk about all things love, light, and especially tarot. So guys, today we are going to be doing such a juicy pick a card reading as we find out what secrets your future spouse tries to keep from everyone. Okay, so what is their biggest secret that they keep very close to their chest? Okay, so if you are ready for us to spill all of that tea on your future spouse, then this is going to be the reading for you today. So let's go ahead and take a look at your group picks. So for group number 1, we have this lovely guide coming through. For group number 2, we have the mentor card coming through. And then last but not least, for group number 3, we have the seeker card coming through. Now guys, I want you to go ahead and take a very big deep breath in. And now I want you to let it out. And now I want you to please close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, I want you to think about who your future spouse might be. And then I want you to think about the secrets that they keep close to their chest, okay? Now, whenever you feel ready, please open your eyes, and whichever card your eyes lands on first, then that, my dear, is going to be the reading for you today. Now, if you feel called to more than one card here, then definitely feel free to check out those extra messages as well. And as always, I will have the timestamps listed down in the description box below. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into your reading today, friends. Hello, group 1. So if you chose this lovely guide card today, then hey, hello, my gorgeous little butterflies, and thank you for fluttering on to this reading today. So guys, before we start talking about these lovely tarot cards that came through for you, I do quickly want to just talk just a little bit about the guide card here, because this is representing your future spouse, and particularly this is representing how people view your future spouse, how the world sees them. Okay, now for us to get the guide, I definitely feel like your person is somebody who everyone comes to for their knowledge and for their wisdom and for their advice. I definitely think that your future spouse just seems like somebody who knows so much, and they just seem like somebody who also, again, gives really great advice. So yeah, I definitely think that people are always coming to your future spouse, asking them for their help, asking them for their advice and for their guidance. And I do think what is also interesting here is that your person, they seem like somebody who is very, like, not just wise, but also very practical and very realistic. I'm kind of getting like a lot of earth energy within this reading, so I think that your future spouse could be an earth sign, sun, moon, rising, or in Venus. So I am talking about our lovely Capricorns, Tauruses, Virgos, but because they seem very practical and very realistic, these are the type of people who are not going to give the type of advice that is like really out there, right? I think that they will always give, again, very practical, very safe advice, right? So what I mean by that is, let's say that somebody needs some help, somebody needs some advice, right? And they come up to your future spouse, right? And maybe this advice has to do with a job. Maybe they don't know what pathway they should go down on, so they're asking your future spouse for their help. Let's say that they have a few different options that they're looking at. Let's say one of them is that they want to become a movie star, right? And the other one is that they want to become a theater arts teacher, right? And so I feel like your future spouse, they would definitely steer them more towards the the theater arts teacher pathway, just because whenever you look at the statistics, whenever you look at the probabilities, there's definitely a higher probability and a chance that you can be more successful and make more money becoming a theater arts teacher than becoming a actress. And I know you're probably listening to that and you're like, what? Like, no, if you became a successful movie star, you'd make millions of dollars. But that's the key word there. Successful. A successful movie star. You guys, how many people go to Hollywood and want to become a movie star? Right? Countless people. How many people end up having to go back home because they can't get a job? They can't get an acting job. Thousands, right? If not more. And so when you compare that to the pathway of becoming a theater arts teacher, that one suddenly looks a little bit better, right? Now, that doesn't mean that that person doesn't have the talent or the ability to become a movie star. Who knows? Maybe they could. And the point is, though, is that your future spouse is somebody who is just very grounded and very practical, and they will always give the practical advice over the fantastical, right? So yeah, that's definitely like the energy I'm picking up on so far. But let's go ahead and talk about these other cards here. So first of all, we have the Four of Pentacles coming through. We also have the Nine of Wands, and we have the Seven of Cups. So guys, I'm kind of getting a couple different messages here, and I think the first message has to do with your future spouse's past, okay? And for some reason, your future spouse, they don't like to talk about their past, or just particularly this specific part of their past. They like to really hold it close to their chest. The reason why I'm saying that is because the Four of Pentacles does talk about keeping something to yourself. It talks about not being very transparent, right? And I think that the thing that they are not transparent on whenever it comes to their past is that they have been hurt before. I think that they have been hurt by other people, by other people's expectations, maybe even societal expectations. I'm getting the idea here with the Seven of Cups coming through, with this being the card that represents dreams. I think that your future spouse used to be quite a dreamer. I think in the past, this was somebody who maybe they themselves wanted to become a movie star, right? Maybe they wanted to be a movie star or a singer, or they wanted to, I don't know, be a tech guy, a cool tech guy that's like the next Elon Musk, right? Maybe they had these really big dreams of their own, but I think that something happened that dashed their hopes and dashed their dreams. Maybe they had people within their lives that were very cruel to them, that told them they could never amount to anything, that they could never achieve this dream or this goal, that it was too big, too bold, right? And so it's almost like those people caused them to hide their dreaminess and to tamp it down, and they caused them to be more realistic, right? Or this could even talk about how, let's say they decide to go after their dream, right? Let's say they themselves, and this is just an example, but let's say they themselves, whenever they were quite young, they decided to go to Hollywood and try to become an actor, right? Against all odds, they were there and they were trying, but they just could not land a job. They couldn't get there. They couldn't get that opportunity. They couldn't get their foot in the door, and so they decided to come back. And so just the whole, how do I explain this? I just feel like reality crashed in. Reality crashed in, and they realized that they weren't going to be able to become that movie star that they wanted to do, and they realized that they had to become more realistic, right? And so those are the different types of ideas that are coming to mind for me right now. I feel like some way, somehow, whether it be from people telling them they could never do something or achieve this goal, or whether it be just reality itself coming in and showing them that it's a lot tougher than it looks to accomplish that goal. Whatever it was, they really started to tamp down on their dreaminess, on their hopefulness, and it's almost like they stopped seeing the magic in the world and they just saw the world as an adult, right? As somebody who no longer has that spark in their eye, right? And so, yeah, I definitely think that they like to keep that past, especially their past selves, a secret from people, because I think that they just don't want people to know that they used to be like that. And I definitely think that nobody would ever even believe that they were like that, right? No one would ever believe that because of how they are seen now, right? They are just seen as such a strong, reliable, practical person. Everybody comes to them for their practical advice, right? Not for their fantastical advice. They come to them because they know that they are going to give them the hard truth, right? They're going to tell them what is the best thing to do, even if that's not what they want to hear, right? So, yeah, that's very interesting to see. Now, the second message that I am getting is that for some of your future spouses, and this is maybe for like 25-30% of you guys, I think that they haven't exactly overcome that hopefulness, that dreaminess that they have. Even though they may have tried to like tamp it down a lot, I think that it's still there a lot. It's still there just underneath the surface. And so I do think that for 30% of you guys, that your future spouse, their biggest secret is that they are a secret dreamer, right? And that's like their biggest thing ever that they're always trying to hide from everyone, right? Because they realize that everyone loves them for their practical advice. Everybody sees them as somebody who is very practical, very realistic, and so they try to keep up appearances, right? Which honestly makes a lot of sense because Capricorns, Virgos, like they're all about like their appearances and their reputation, and I think that your person has already created the reputation of being somebody, again, and I know I keep saying it, I've said it so many times, I'm like hammering it in, but they have created the reputation of being somebody who is reliable, practical, realistic, right? And so they don't want their dreaminess to be uncovered because they don't want that to ruin their reputation, right? So, yeah, I definitely think that your person, for 30% of you guys, they could still be quite the dreamer. They could still have dreams and aspirations of becoming a writer or a famous actress or something like that, right? And they're just keeping it close to their chest. They're keeping it kind of under wraps, but they're definitely still dreaming. They're still dreaming, and I think that that's beautiful. So, yeah, you guys, that's what I'm seeing so far. Let's go ahead and move these cards up. And let's take a look at the oracle cards, okay? So, Spirit, for group 1, what is their future spouse's biggest secret? Can you please just confirm these messages, clarify these messages, and just give us some extra messages to look on as well? Ooh, okay. Oh, that's so interesting. Okay, you guys, so, wow. Okay, we have 3 cards coming through. I guess we're gonna take them, okay? We are gonna take them. Now, let's see. Alrighty, I think I'm gonna just move these down, and then I'm gonna pick just a couple more cards here. Spirit, for group 1, what are, oh my gosh, 3 cards again? No, we're just going to take one more card. 1 or 2 more cards from this deck. And then I also have one more oracle deck that I'm excited to pull from. So let's see, what else wants to come through? Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Alrighty, you guys. For group 1, what are their biggest secrets here, Spirit? What are their biggest secrets? Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, you guys, so let's talk about these cards, okay? So we have autumn coming through. We also have lighting the way, ivy, progress, and full moon in Scorpio, which says it's time to release negativity. Okay, you guys, so first of all, the Ivy card and progress goes really, really well together because the Ivy, this talks about finances and working, and obviously like progress, that talks about slowly having progress within your finances, within your job, within your career area here. And so I definitely think, again, your person just comes off as somebody who is really good at helping people create progress within their life, but especially within their career area. I do think that that is mainly the type of advice that people come to them with. They are either coming to them for advice on what pathway they should go down on, or maybe they're asking them what they should do with their finances. Maybe your person, your future spouse, is really good with money. Maybe they are quite an accountant, or maybe they know how to invest in stocks and things like that. But I do think a lot of people come to them for that type of advice, right? But what's interesting here is that your person, you know, again, they are trying to be seen as somebody who is very realistic, who is very good with money, and they don't want people to see this other side to them. The side to them that is very hopeful and dreamy, right? That is what I'm seeing here with lighting the way, okay? I mean, this person literally has like a little light bulb, or, I mean, that's not a light bulb, but like a lantern. And that lantern just makes me think of magic, right? I definitely think that your person, for a lot of you guys, for 30% of you guys, they still have that magic in themselves. They are still able to believe in magic, but they don't want people to see that. And I'm also getting the idea here that, again, they just don't want people to know about their past. They don't want them to know about how they used to be this dreamy and they used to be this hopeful in the past, right? The reason why I'm saying that is because it says it's time to release negativity. And this, to me, is just making me think about how your person, for those of you that, for like the other, so what, I told you how 30% of you guys, your person is still, like, they still believe in magic, right? But for the other people that are left over, for 70% of y'all, I'm sorry, you guys, I'm so bad at math, but for this, the other 70% of your future spouses no longer believes in magic. I think that they look at their past and they see it as something that was a very negative experience, right? They see it as something that really hurt them, right? It hurt them to be a dreamer. It hurt them to believe in magic. And so now they are trying to release all that and honestly just act like it never existed, right? They want to act like they never used to be like that. And so their biggest secret is this charade that they're trying to pull off, right? They're trying to make people think that they never would have ever been like that, right? They never would have been like that. All their lives, they've always been this practical, mundane, realistic person, right? This person who has their feet firmly planted in the ground, right? They want people to think that they came out of the womb being an adult, right? And acting like an adult. They don't want people to think that they used to have that childlike sense of wonder. But they did. They did have that. But they're trying to release it. And that is what I think Autumn is talking about here. They're trying to let their leaves die and let it fall. And that those leaves that are dying is representing their past, right? Because for 70% of you guys, they are just really trying to disassociate themselves from their past, from the person they used to be, and they are trying to do any means necessary to keep people thinking that they never used to be like that, right? Because for all intents and purposes, it's almost like their past self is dead to them, right? they decided a long time ago to change their ways and to not be like that anymore. And they did. They're not like that anymore. But I think that sometimes they still think about that every now and then, but they don't want people to know about it. Does that make sense? So, yeah, you guys, that is what I'm seeing for you today. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading, and if you did, then please make sure to give me a big like and to subscribe to my channel, because I post new videos every Monday and every Friday, and I would love to have you stop by this side of Tarot Tube again sometime, okay? So I love you all so much, and I hope that you have a fabulous rest of your day, friends. Mwah. Bye, guys. Hello, Group 2. So you chose this amazing mentor card today. Then, hey, hello, my gorgeous little butterflies. And thank you for fluttering on to this reading today. So, guys, before we talk about these cards right here, I do quickly want to talk about this mentor card that you felt called to today. So, whenever I was pulling these cards for the group picks, I was asking Spirit to give me some extra information as to who your future spouse is and as to how people really view them and see them, right? And so for us to get the mentor card here, I mean, just like what it says, I think that everyone views your future spouse as somebody who is an excellent mentor. I think in every area of their life, they are a mentor, right? And they are put in positions where people are constantly asking them for their help and for their guidance, right? So what I mean by that is I definitely think that in their job, this is somebody who has a really high chance of getting put in positions of leadership, because they just seem like somebody who would be a really great mentor. They would be seen as somebody who would be a really great person who can teach people what to do and help people, help coworkers, fellow coworkers, understand what they need to do at the job, right? People just really look up to them. Now, if your person goes to church, I think that a lot of people might try to reach out to them and ask them to help them on certain Bible passages, or ask them what they think about religion, about the church, about whatever it is they are talking about at that moment at said church, right? If this is somebody who just likes sports, right, and they're at like a sports game or something, I definitely think that people, if they start talking to your future spouse, they will quickly feel like they know a whole lot about sports and about that specific sporting event that they're at, right? So let's say they're at a football game. I definitely think that they would have people who are young and old alike asking them for just their opinion, asking them what they think about the teams that are playing, what they think about the game itself, and people just feel like they can learn a lot from your person. So yeah, your person just seems like somebody who just has an infinite amount of knowledge, an infinite amount of wisdom, and that knowledge, that wisdom is constantly being tapped into, right? Everyone is constantly always asking them questions, always leaning on them, and really trying to just listen to what they have to say, right? Because everyone feels like anything that comes out of your future spouse's mouth is just like pearls of wisdom, okay? So, yeah, with that being said, though, let's talk about these other cards. Oh, I do want to say, by the way, I think that with the man here, with this man being older and he like has his arm around that little kid, I definitely think that for half of you guys, your future spouse is going to be older. I think that they could definitely be older than you. Or for the other half, I'm also getting the idea that they could be young. They could be like in their early 20s or whatnot whenever you meet them, but they act like they are old, right? I definitely think that they have like an old type of vibe to them. This is just a type of person who literally came out of the womb like an adult, right? I think that maybe whenever they were 7 or 8 themselves, their parents were the ones asking them for help and asking them for their advice, right? This is just somebody who has always acted older beyond their years and wiser beyond their years. And so, yeah, they get the reputation for being quite old, right, and wizened, even if they are young and youthful. So yeah, you guys, for some of you, they could be actually older, right, or they could just be somebody who acts a lot older than they actually are. So let's go ahead and talk about these cards. Finally, let's find out the secrets that your person is trying to keep from everyone, okay? So first of all, you guys, we have the King of Cups coming through. We also have the Three of Cups. And we have the Queen of Swords. Now, guys, with the King of Cups coming through, this does represent water energy. So your person could be a water sign, Sun, Moon, Rising, or in Venus. And I am talking about Pisces, Cancer, Scorpios. Now, we also have some air energy coming through with the Queen of Swords, and so your person could also be an air sign, Sun, Moon, Rising, or in Venus. So I'm talking about Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, okay? But with that being said, I definitely think that your person, their secret is kind of cute. Like, I don't know why, but whenever I think about your person's secret, I just get the warm and fuzzies. Like, I just think it's kind of adorable. And the reason why is because, first of all, I think that your person is somebody who comes off as very calm and collected, very level-headed, right? That is what I'm seeing here with the King of Cups. I definitely think that this is somebody who kind of stays more to themselves. They keep to their own lane, right? That is also what I'm seeing with the Queen of Swords, because the Queen of Swords talks about somebody who is more individualistic. Is that the right word to say? This is just somebody who they prefer their own company. They prefer to be on their own, right? And so what's funny about this, though, is that with the Three of Cups coming through, this actually talks about hanging out with a group of people and having fun, like just having fun, right? Like letting loose and having a good time, letting your hair down and dancing it up, drinking it up, and just, you know, being with the boys or the girls, you know what I mean? Just having a good time. And so I honestly think the secret that your person is trying to keep is that even though they seem like somebody who is a bit of a wallflower, even though they seem like somebody who is fine with being on their own and just being in their own lane, they actually have a deep desire to hang out with the girls or hang out with the boys. This is somebody who wants to be able to let loose and have fun. But because everybody sees them as somebody who is a mentor, right? Because everyone is constantly looking up to them, they feel like they have to keep up appearances. They feel like they have to remain professional at all times. They feel like they can't let go and let loose, because if they do that, then people will just be like shocked, right? And people will no longer see them as somebody who they can look up to in a way, right? Because, guys, let's be honest. Let's use, like, the example of a teacher, right? Let's say that you are all, or no, you know what? I actually want to use, like, an example of your mom or your dad, right? We all look up to our mom and to our dad. And I think for a lot of us, we put our mom and our dad on this type of pedestal where they are just perfect human beings, right? And they don't do anything wrong. They're not bad whatsoever, right? Sometimes we even like to think that they never actually had a past and that they were never actually young to begin with. They were only ever old, right? Like they are now. But they actually did have a past, and they did do some crazy things. And so it's kind of weird to hear and to find out that your mom or your dad did some crazy things back in their day. It kind of changes the way that you see them. Like what? You went out and you, I don't know, skinny dipped, or you did that, you did this. Like what? That completely changes the way I see you, right? It just changes things. Or if you were to go out and you were to be hanging out with the girls or hanging out with the boys, and your mom or your dad comes along and tries to hang out with the girls and the boys with you, and they drink and smoke and do all these things, you would be like, what? Like, what is going on? Like, it would completely change the way you see them. So it's not like you would never seek out their advice or anything, but you might be a bit more hesitant, or you might just be like, should I ask them for their advice when literally last week they were drinking with me? Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, your person just feels like they cannot have fun. They feel like they have to act like they are always this professional person. And I think that it is honestly exhausting. It is exhausting and it is tiring because they just want to have fun too. They want to have a good time. Just like everybody else, right? Everyone deserves to let loose and to have fun every once in a while, and yet your person just feels like they can't do that. And so their biggest secret is that they want to have a ton of friends. They want to go out and have fun and be crazy and just live life, right? They want to live life. And they just feel like they can't do that. They feel like they have to act a certain way. They have to act like they don't want to go out and drink or even just hang out with the boys or the girls. Instead, they have to let everyone think that they're at home doing crossword puzzles or something, right? Or reading books and drinking tea or something like that. So, yeah, that's so interesting. That's very interesting to see. That is their, like, biggest secret. And I honestly think that's kind of cute. I think that's cute, you guys. That their biggest secret is that they just want to have fun. I don't know, that's making me think of the song, Girls Just Wanna Have Fun. Maybe your person likes that song. I don't know. I don't know why that came to my mind, but maybe your person might really, like, be into that song or something. Maybe whenever they're at their house, they like to play that song and, like, dance around in their room or in their house. So, let's go ahead and take a look at y'all's extra messages. Spirit, can you clarify this message? Can you give us some extra clarification, please, Spirit? What is Group 2's future spouse's biggest secret? I feel like that card wanted to come through, so I guess I'm going to pull it. Yeah! Oh my gosh, you guys! Look at that! Wild Violet. Wild Violet. Okay, so yeah, your person just wants to be a wild violet. They want to have fun. They want to have a good freaking time. Okay, and honestly, another message that is coming through is maybe they are older now, right? Because like I said, for some of you guys, they could be older, right? So I'm talking about 50 and up. They could be older. And so maybe their biggest secret is that they want to keep their past a secret, right? Maybe they aren't necessarily real crazy and wild anymore, right? Maybe they just want to go out and have fun and, like, you know, not drink themselves under, but just have like one drink or two, right? But what I'm trying to say here, though, is that maybe they don't want you and everyone else to know that they were quite crazy, right? Like, maybe now all they may want to drink is a couple like beers or something, but in the past they would drink everyone under the table, and they don't want anybody to know that, right? So yeah, that's very interesting. Okay, let's see what else wants to come through for Group 2. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. Okay, let's see what else wants to come through here. Let's see what else wants to come through for Group 2. Can we get one more card? One more card, please. Let's pull this one. Okay. So, we have again the gorgeous Wild Violet card coming through. We also have Detox. And then we have balance, spirituality, and practicality. So guys, honestly, whenever I saw detox coming through, for some reason this made me think about like trying to detox from alcoholism. This makes me think about somebody who could have been an alcoholic. So maybe for just like a few of you guys, because I do think it's only for a few of you, your future spouse could be hiding the fact that they used to be an alcoholic whenever they were younger. And so maybe that is why they are keeping themselves away from having a good time and having fun as well, if that makes any sense. Because like I said, this main secret is coming from the fact that they want to hang out with the boys, with the girls. They want to have a good time, right? But they feel like they have to keep up appearances. They have to keep up their squeaky clean reputation. as being somebody that doesn't do these crazy things. But another part can be the fact that they do want to do these things. They want to have fun, go to bars and things like that, but maybe they are afraid that if they do these things, that if they are around people drinking, even if they themselves are not partaking, that might cause them to go back down that pathway, and it may cause them to relapse and to start drinking again. Okay, so that is like just one message that is coming through, one secret. So yeah, they're trying to keep it a secret that for just a few of you guys, that your person was an alcoholic at one point. Now, balance spirituality and practicality with full moon in Pisces. I think I want to see what the booklet has to say about this, honestly. But I do think that just looking at that, that's just again talking about how they're just trying to seem like somebody who is very balanced. They're trying to have people see them as somebody who is very practical, right? And they don't want people to see them as somebody who is not this balanced, practical individual. They don't want people to even think that they have thoughts of the impure thoughts of wanting to just go out and have fun, right? They don't want people to know that, to realize that. But let's see what wants to come through. Give me a second, you guys. Here we go. We're at the full moons now. Let's find full moon in Pisces. Okay. So it says, if you're in a tricky situation because you've been acting the martyr, this card will be a message from the cosmos to drop the act for everyone's sake. So oh my gosh, you guys, what was I saying? Yeah, your future spouse, they are just in this situation where they are trying to act the martyr, or in your future spouse's case, they're trying to act the mentor, right? They're trying to act like they are always this professional, reliable, practical person. They don't want anyone to know that they had this like wild past, right? Or they want people to know, for just a few of you guys, that they could have been an alcoholic at one point. Or at the very end of it, they just don't want people to know that they're not always the mentor, right? Sometimes they want to just be someone that has fun too. Sometimes they want to step out of the mentor shoes and just be a person, right? Be a person who wants to have a good time. But instead, they're just keeping up this act that they are always like this and never like anything else. So, yeah, guys, the biggest secret that your future spouse is trying to keep, it's just the fact that they want to have fun and let loose and have a good time. Okay, so yeah, you guys, that is what I'm seeing for you today. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading, and if you did, then please make sure to give me a big like and to subscribe to my channel, because I post new videos every Monday and every Friday, and I would love to have you stop by this side of TerraTube again sometime, okay? So I love you all so much, and I hope that you have a fabulous rest of your day, friends. Mwah. Bye, guys. Hello, group 3. So if you chose this gorgeous seeker card today, then hey, hello my gorgeous little butterflies, and thank you for fluttering on to this reading today. So guys, before we talk about these tarot cards right here, we are going to discuss this seeker card that you felt called to today, because whenever I was pulling the cards for y'all's group picks, I was trying to ask Spirit to help a girl out and give me, you know, some extra information as to who your future spouse is and as to how people view them, right? So this seeker card is representing how you yourself and the rest of the world sees this person, sees your future spouse as, right? And so for us to get the seeker card, I definitely think that your future spouse is seen as somebody who is a really big wanderer, right? This is somebody who loves to travel, who loves to learn new things. They just have a thirst for knowledge and wisdom and truth wherever they are, right? So I definitely think that this is somebody who is seen as being someone who loves to travel as much as they possibly can. Maybe they do something with their job in regards to traveling. Maybe they are like a traveling photographer, or maybe they are like a journalist, right? And they go to different countries and journal about those things, or write articles about those different countries, right? But yeah, I just think that at the end of the day, this is somebody who just is seen as being an individual that just has a spirit that cannot be sated. They just have an adventurer spirit, right? And they are insatiable at trying to just spread their wings and fly. Does that make sense? And so I am getting a bit of a... what's the right word? I can't find the right word. Like a free spirit. That's what I'm thinking of. They're just seen as somebody who is a free spirit. And so, yeah. And I'm also getting the idea here that they are seen as somebody who is quite confident within themselves and confident within their future as well. This is somebody who is constantly taking a step towards their future, and even though they don't know what is coming towards them, even though they're literally taking a step into the unknown, they just have so much freaking confidence whenever they are doing it, and they are literally like their biggest supporter, right? Your future spouse's biggest supporter is themselves. They're always like cheering themselves on, and people just see them as somebody who is fearless, who is so bold whenever they take steps into the unknown and steps into their new pathway, right? And I think that's really cool. And now another thing here is that they are just seen as somebody who is very, very passionate. You know, I'm just getting a ton of fire energy from your person. So they could definitely be a fire sign, Sun, Moon, Rising, or in Venus. So I am talking about our lovely Aries, I almost said Tauruses. I don't know why. Maybe your person could be a Taurus as well, but I'm thinking of Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, okay? And I also think that these people, they have a reputation for being quite the charmer. They can really just say these very charming things, these charming one-liners, and they just know exactly what to say to make people like melt in their seats, right? But anyways, guys, let's talk about these tarot cards. So we have the Eight of Swords coming through. We also have the Seven of Swords, and we have the Six of Wands. So guys, I am getting two different messages here. For the first half of you guys, I think your person's biggest secret has something to do with their past. And then for the other half of you guys, their secret has something to do with themselves, with a part of themselves that they are trying to hide from other people. Okay? Now guys, let's go ahead and talk about that first message first. So, for those of you who your future spouse's secret has to do with their past, I think that this past that they're hiding from others is the fact that they did have some type of betrayal take place within their life. And I do think that for most of you guys, this betrayal could come from the betrayal of other people, right? And I think that that type of betrayal was just in the way that I feel like people, I don't know who these people were. I don't know if this was their mom, like a family member, a friend, a lover, but somebody let them down in the way that they always made them feel down. What I mean by that is I think that somebody in their past emotionally abused them, verbally abused them. I think that they made them feel small and less than. They made them feel trapped and insecure. And that is what I'm seeing here with the Eight of Swords, right? They made them feel trapped. But at some point, it just got to a point where they didn't want to feel trapped anymore. They didn't want to feel stuck. And so they opened up their own cage here. They opened up their own cage and they flew away. And I think that that could be a really big reason as to why they are always such a free spirit, as to why they are trying to just go all these different places, because in the past they felt trapped, they felt stuck, and they don't want to feel that way again. And that is why they have such an insatiable thirst and a hunger for learning new things and exploring as much as they can. And I just think that that is so, so interesting. And I do think that for some of you guys, for those of you who is going to resonate for this part of the reading, I think that your future spouse could be somebody who takes a while to commit to a relationship, especially an intimate relationship with you. I think that this is somebody who could be afraid of intimacy or afraid of having a serious relationship because of the fact that their love was really abused, right? Their trust was abused, and they were really hurt by somebody who they cared about. And so it's going to be hard for them to really be able to open up and trust you and to trust in this connection. And so, yeah, just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. But yeah, for some reason, they're just trying to keep this past hidden. And I think that for a lot of you guys, your future spouse, for some reason, they are ashamed of that past. They are ashamed of ever feeling less than or feeling insecure, and they don't want anyone to know that they were in that type of situation. They're ashamed of it, and that just makes me so sad, because I think it is because of that past that they are such a strong and brave person, right? That they are going to be whenever you meet them. It just makes me sad that they're so sad about that. It really does. I hope they're able to get past that. Hopefully they'll be able to open up and talk to you about this at some point. But yeah, you guys, for the other half of you guys, I definitely think that this secret is coming from the fact that they could currently be somebody who is feeling very insecure within themselves. Or maybe they are battling through some type of mental hardship. What I mean by that is maybe they have depression, maybe they have a lot of anxiety, and if they have these things, if they are insecure, if they are battling with anxiety or depression, I just think that they are trying to keep that really tamped down and hidden. They don't want people to know what they are going through. They don't want people to know that they are feeling these things, because I think that they as well feel like those feelings are a weakness, right? And they are ashamed for having anxiety, or ashamed for having depression, or ashamed for being insecure. And so what's interesting here is with the Six of Wands, this is literally the card of achievement. This is the card of having something to be proud of and doing just amazing things, right? And so I think that for the world, for everyone that they meet, they show this type of like bold sense of confidence within themselves. But that confidence is a lie in a way. That confidence is all for show, because at the end of the day, they are very insecure with themselves, or they have a lot of anxiety, or they have some type of depression or something like that, but they don't want anybody to know about it. So their thing is that they are faking it until they're making it, right? So yeah, they just don't want people to know about these inner struggles, these inner demons that they have to deal with every single day. They are trying as much as they can to keep that a secret for as long as they can. So let's go ahead and move on, and let's take a look at your oracle cards. So Spirit, for group 3, can we get some extra messages, please? What are they trying to keep secret from everyone? What are they trying to keep a secret, Spirit? Ooh, okay. We have a couple cards coming through. Yeah, that honestly makes sense. We have painting poppies, and we have too many dragons. Yeah, I definitely think that those too many dragons, that is either symbolizing their past demons or their past dragons, or it is symbolizing their present demons that they could be experiencing if they have some inner demons that they have to deal with, right? Like I said, whether that be representing insecurity, anxiety, depression, etc., etc. Let's see what else wants to come through here. But I just think that at the end of the day, with the painting poppies coming through, this talks about focusing about the future, having your eye on the prize, and really just going after whatever it is you want to go after here. And it's so interesting because we have attraction coming through as well. And so, yeah, I mean, your person, they're just trying to act like they never had this past, or they're trying to act like they don't have these inner demons that they are experiencing. And instead, they are trying to act. I'm sorry, you guys. So, my camera was so rude and stopped recording. But as I was trying to say, what I left off on was that they are just trying to act the part of somebody who is so confident and so bold, right? They're trying to act like nothing ever happened in their past, or like they're not dealing with anything currently. And they feel like if they act like that way, if they act bold and confident and amazing, then they will attract this bold, confident, and amazing life in and of itself, right? So that's very interesting. Your person may be very aware of the law of attraction, and that could be something that they are trying to follow here. And they could be quite spiritual, okay? Now let's take a look. Yeah, oh my gosh, look at this, guys. It literally says, what do you need to release with the waning moon? So yeah, your person, they're just trying to release that past, or they're trying to release what they are going through right now, right? I think that for those of you who your future spouse is struggling with anxiety, insecurity, depression, I think that they are making themselves believe that if they act like they are not dealing with that, then maybe eventually it will just go away, right? They feel like if they just ignore it, then it won't be there, or they might forget about it, right? And so, yeah, they're just trying their hardest to act like they're not dealing with those things. They're trying their hardest to act like, for some of you guys, that never happened in the past, right? Because if they act like that never happened in the past, then maybe it never actually did. So, yeah, they're just trying their hardest to act like somebody who is fearless, who is bold, who is confident, and I just think that at the end of the day, in the process, they're really ignoring a big part of themselves. They're ignoring their past, they're ignoring their current struggles, and they're not giving them the space where they can really just talk about these things and release them, right? The only way they can truly release these current demons or these past demons is to talk about it with someone. And I hope that maybe this person will find it in their heart to have this space with you and to talk about these things with you. But if not, then hopefully they'll be able to find somebody like a therapist or a family member who they can finally just sit down and talk about these things with, because I really think that they need to give themselves that time and that space to have this conversation. It's a tough conversation for sure, but it's a conversation that they absolutely need. So, yeah, you guys, that is what I'm seeing for you today. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading, and if you did, then please make sure to give me a big like and to subscribe to my channel, because I post new videos every Monday and every Friday, and I would love to have you stop by this side of TerraTube again sometime, okay? So I love you all so much, and I hope that you have a fabulous rest of your day, friends. Mwah. Bye, guys.